I'm HOV, quote unquote, if I'm 2002 or earlier?
If you meet the requirements for the
HOV.
exemption on 95, yes, you can still use that ramp because that exemption applies to HOV. Now, for the hot lane system, there is no exemption.
Are we going to remove the exemption for motorcycles then too, please?
No.
Why not?
No. It's Virginia, I mean, it's in the code that motorcycles are exempt.
Okay, that wasn't my question.
Unless the law changes, I would say.
The biggest objection I have to this is I've been driving now for 2 years consistently from Woodbridge up to here. I live in Alexandria, but for reasons I have to go to Woodbridge in the morning and come back. The traffic in the HOV lanes, I pick up slugs coming up here, is not substantially, in my view, from driving it for 2 years, different. But the toll rates from the day they started the 95 express lanes were anywhere from $5 to $6 to get from Warner Road to Edsel. And in a year's time, that average rate for me, and I have records every day that I travel it, is anywhere from 10 to 13. And the volume of traffic is not substantially different. And the rates don't seem to be based on the volume of traffic in the HOV lanes, but more based on sometimes accidents in the main lanes. And I don't think that's right either. This morning, for example, it was $9 to get from Warner Road to Springfield. And there was no traffic in the HOV lanes. And what I saw was the accident in the main lanes down near, I guess, Fairfax County Parkway. So my biggest concerns are the rates, one, and then the fine structure, which I don't think is right. I think it should be operated the way Dulles Access Road is. And if I have an HOV pass in my car and it's just not functioning correctly, they take a picture of my license plate and they charge me. They shouldn't charge me a penalty of $12.50 per trip on top of that. So that's my biggest concern. I don't like it because, one, I lost my value of a hybrid vehicle to ride on those lanes. And they didn't take it away from the motorcycles. And two, I don't think the toll structure is very fair right now where it's not easy to understand.
Okay, I'm going to let Carl answer that.
Carl Rohr from Transurban. The answer to your question about how are the tolls calculated? It's a dynamic tolling system that's based primarily on the traffic in the HOV or the hot lanes. It's based on the density of traffic and it's based on the speed of traffic, and that fluctuates several times an hour depending both on the flow that you're seeing and flow that's farther down the road. So the toll rates sometimes are used, there is an incident in the road and the density is increasing or the speeds are decreasing, and so the toll rates go up so that fewer people are on the roads, so that those on the roads can maintain a free flow of traffic. So the enforcement, the question she asked me about the enforcement. So the fine structure, the way that the system is set up, there is an opportunity for people that miss a toll to call in or go to the website and pay for the toll before they incur the $12 notice, or the $12 fee. That is for a violation that hasn't been dealt with through one of those methods, and then a notice is sent in the mail.
Okay, follow up. Can you provide the data for the volume and the speeds at given times to justify the rates and why the base charge from the beginning being $5 to $6 for the total trip from Warner has gone up, has doubled in a year, and the volume of traffic doesn't seem to have changed? And two, on your issue of the, what was the second thing was the fee structure.
Fines.
The penalties. I have an Easy Pass, and that flex switch, I knew from day one it was inherently defective and it was going to break, and it did. And my flex switch broke and my Easy Pass wasn't working, and I had no idea. And I traveled 5 or 6 times and I got a bill, and I was like, I had passengers in my car and I fought for a month to get that resolved. And if I have an Easy Pass on Dulles Toll Road and it's not functioning, they take a picture, they know I have an Easy Pass, they just charge me the rate. I understand if I don't have an Easy Pass, you want to fine me on top of that. That's understandable because I'm trying to break the law. But in my case, I wasn't. I had it. I thought it was working. There's no way to know it's not working. And that switch failed is what happened. And I replaced it since then. So that's what I object to. If I have an Easy Pass, I shouldn't be charged a maintenance fee if it was a defective thing. And the problem becomes Easy Pass is one company and you guys are another, and you pointed at Easy Pass when I had the problem with the device and refused to agree that it was defective because it's not your responsibility. And I think realistically, if you're operating the toll lane, the device that we're using is also partly your responsibility.